Tony T, yes, Ramon SEO. To the double TV funnel in these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing out. It's plain to see. The morning steam is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game is sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen to the picks. And it goes a little something like this. Can it be showing up with Tony T, yes, Ramon SEO. To the double TV funnel in these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing out. It's plain to see. The morning steam is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game is sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen to the picks. And it goes a little something like this.
All right, and here I am, gang. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Steam for Saturday, January 13th. I'm Ramon Scott coming to you from the sports betting capital of the world, frigid Las Vegas, just a few weeks away from the Super Bowl here in Las Vegas. And we'll start NFL playoffs today as we get underway with our 6 games this weekend, including 2 tonight. And, of course, make sure you've got your Peacock subscription. How will you watch tonight's game on the streaming service? Friends, illegal stream, let me know in the chat. Hey, sorry I'm a little late here. I was trying to get the Steam in the Discord, especially after it rolled yesterday. The whole card pretty much there. Hope you guys got wind of that. I put the Discord link in the chat. I think they won all the plays except for one. Maybe they won them all yesterday. It was like 10 or 11 early plays, and trying to load up a few more for you. Maybe we'll just have to wait to get those right in before tip-off here after the show. I've got also the good 8-game NBA card, NHL card, every team in action. And I'm going to try to touch on some games from college basketball with intriguing conference matchups from around the country. Talked about all those unders on Thursday. It didn't quite happen the same way on Friday, but I think the indication to me is until there's a little bit of adjustment, the conference play may reign supreme as far as totals, getting those scores a little bit lower. So, hey, thanks for joining me, everybody, as we get rolling. What was the big story for you on Friday in sports betting or sports in general? We saw, Chummy Chum there with Coach Belichick, and of course with Robert Kraft, and then we got the hiring of Mr. Mayo, certainly. Yesterday also, DeBoer to Alabama. That was the news, I guess. I don't want to even rehash older news, but the coaching carousel a little bit with DeBoer heading to Alabama, sticking his hands through the barbed wire to shake the hands of everybody. And, we got a few more dominoes to fall. We'll have to see how those roll here in the NFL, looking more and more here in Las Vegas like Antonio Pierce will get the chance at that job, barring any unforeseen circumstances. Maybe they won't have Jim Harbaugh coming into Las Vegas. I mean, you've got to really rock, either maybe keep the organization happy, everybody, really feeling it there a little bit, or go for the big name. Nothing in between, it feels like, there when it comes to the Raiders. And Pete Carroll's statements yesterday about maybe people who weren't football people making the decision on his ouster, the way he kind of let it. I'd be surprised if he actually does stay with the organization. Maybe he will. He did say that when asked about his coaching future, uh, basically said he wouldn't count on it. So whether or not another team takes a shot with Carroll, who's reached his 70s now, but he did say that maybe the uh, ownership kind of reacts to what they see on TV or in the news or on social media about coaching. So I don't know. Maybe it was just time for Pete. They weren't getting over the hump necessarily there in Seattle. Still a great place to go coach. I'm sure they won't have any problem there finding someone. And all right, we'll talk football as well today with our big games. And I'll be on one of those shows out there on YouTube, one of those big shows. Apparently, I'm moving up the standings, but maybe just a little bit of short sample size, if you know what I mean. We'll go for it today with a bunch of picks here, especially on our two games early on here with I don't early afternoon games, late afternoon out east, and of course the weather report. Let's get the report. I know we don't have many groups from in here, Houston or Kansas City fans in our chat. Let me go say hello to some people. Man, we got to get this thing started with a bunch of games today. Thanks everybody for joining me. And who was here first? Man, I see some great names in there already. Smoke and Mirrors was here first. Smoke, how you been? Where you been? I've seen you a little bit around, but great to see Smoke as always. Gerardo here, and he's ready. He says, "Go to the Discord." Maybe I should delete those. Steve, get those out of the way there. Sorry about that. I'm going to just delete them here because there's obviously a problem with the picture, the um, images coming through. I just tried to paste those images in there. Pardon me while I do it real quick. Um, okay, so Gerardo's got his plays in there in soccer in the Discord for today. We are back in international football action today, so get rolling here with Gerardo. Keep you active in the morning before we get to the college basketball and the football games today. Right now, Chelsea and Fulham. Chelsea on top 1-0 with just about 5 or 6 minutes left in full time, and also today, in action, La Liga right now. I'm also got Napoli and Salernitano up right now. Germany in action coming up top of the hour as well today. Also action from Spain, from Portugal, from Turkey, all the leagues that Gerardo's involved with. Of course, it wraps up tonight in Mexico. And I know what Gerardo's thinking when I get all excited when America takes on my Tijuana Cholos at Estadio Caliente tonight. Probably not going to win, but hey, we got them at home, and I've been to that. I've been to a Tijuana win over America in a championship season. So, all right, let's take a look here. Thomas Bird is here today. Blake is here. Bruce Green needs some winners. Let's help him out, gang. Big O is here. Kenny Jackson also here today. MT, oh, great to have MT here in the chat. One of the legends of chat room, sports chat rooms on Twitter. Tara Thompson's here today. Also, want to say hello and welcome to 5 Minute Fails. Apparently, this was only a test. Justin McElvey here today. He's got his stacks POD with Bandy plus 10. Curtis is here. Grayson also today. He wants some UFC information. Maybe we've got, we'll see here. I haven't scrolled all the way down, but Poppy's kind of my official guy here on our show. Of course, my podcast with VB is up right now. Grayson, that'll be a 3-teamer for you. Just type in maybe Ramon Scott UFC on YouTube and put VB in there as well. VB MMA. I think you'll find our podcast for today. That would probably be my parlay him and his analysts from this week. Anyway, I do have 2 plays loaded up right now for the card tonight. Thomas Bird also sharing his action here to start the day. Hope I didn't miss any so far. Love to see all the comments here. Gamble's here today as well. Timmy Two Shoe. Hello, everybody. Perky, Arnez. Great crowd, man. I feel like we got to start this thing right away. Gamble with controversial comments here. Can't say I disagree necessarily at this point. And MT, still another comment there. All right, Gerardo. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if you can't get the big name, right? Now we got to wonder, where is Rabel going to go after not getting the New England job? Man, I don't want to see him take a step down, or I don't want to say step down, but could he end up in a place like Carolina? I don't know. Look, I've been right so far on some of these coaching, but I just wait for mostly the best analysts to say. I'm not out here, some expert. I think what I specialize in, you guys, is uh, reading the news. Not hard, but I mean, just knowing the right, and not that everyone doesn't, but I mean, there are like if you really go down, you got to go to the best beat writer of that city type of thing. And that's what I really focus in on. I zero in on those type of reporters. It's maybe just an instinct thing. James Parm. Oh, hello. Nice to have you, sir. Percent Better is here today listening in. Gerardo gives my Cholos a chance to draw today against America. That gives me confidence maybe to take Tijuana on with a handicap here. Isaiah here. Hey, how about it? We're ready to roll at the Australian Open. I gave out a winner last night in WTA action in one of the chat rooms. I had an over last night. I don't even know who won that match. It went to a third set, and I'm like, winner. Rick is here today. Steve DeGuire. He says, how about Josh Allen over rushing yards? Maybe we'll get into a little bit of the player prop, or at least give you who I've got the up arrow on and the down arrow as far as those props are concerned. We know the odds are sometimes a little different. Maybe you're playing them in different ways. Which players do I think will have big days? RVD is here today. Blake. Yeah, I mean, look, I think that the talk about Belichick to Atlanta is serious. I personally, I would like to see it, but I would think that that would be the number two choice right now. And quite frankly, it may actually be 1A for Arthur Blank right now. I just think he has to meet with Belichick. It sounds like Bill. Look, Bill's a spry guy, right? He's out there gallivanting around in the middle of the night a little bit. He's got some vigor in his step still. So I would think that they're, especially a team like Atlanta, who could just be a quarterback away from competing in a very weak division, that might be the place. All right, that's all of the chat right now. We'll let you guys respond with a few more comments as we get rolling. I'll go over to Tony'sPicks.com, see which handicappers did well yesterday, and promote them for today. A big day with NFL playoffs, but also the huge college card. And some handicappers continue to rock over at Tony'sPicks.com. Let's take a look. We're homespun here, baby. You come here into our chat room. Next thing you know, you're capping with Tony. Let's take a look. You could, we'll get you on the air. Just contact me. Discord, Twitter, wherever you got me. Join me right here. Promote. We do have, you go through the GM and Tony, but I'm sure we can do some more covers. Let's go over there right now. Take a look at the handicappers here at Tony'sPicks.com. There's Nick Lagaretos. He's not new to the game. Nick's been around for years, of course. He went 4-0 yesterday. Hey, how about Mark Butterscotch Eubanks? He's a homespun, homegrown for us. Our Chicago man, Butterscotch, 6-2 yesterday. Ralph Raymond, 6-2. How about the Queen? When she steps out, she's got a 7-3 mark yesterday. Strong day for Latifa. Joseph Schultz 2-0. Gene got picks 3-1. Marlon Pettis with his only play. It was a winner. Tony T 2-1 yesterday. Sean Dinwiddie 2-1. Jerry Lewis 3-2. The two old ladies at Bet Consensus 2-1, and Mindy Hahn 4-3. Over the last 7 days here at Tony'sPicks.com, it's probably Samba Murdy with over 12 3/4 units of profit. Gene got picks 10.5 units of profit. Nick Lagarettos 9 3/4 units of profit. Joseph Schultz nearly 8 3/4 units of profit, and Mindy Hahn another good week. Mindy 7 days. 7 units of winners. That'll do it every single time. That'll get you done. And put something nice in your garage probably by the end of the year. How about Mindy Hahn for the last 30 days? Oh, she's just up 50 units here, fully documented. We enter these plays against some of the toughest lines in the world and sell them here on Tony'sPicks.com. You could have been getting Mindy's picks for 30 days at a very reasonable rate here and been up over 50 units. How about Tiffany Mance, part of the two old ladies that bet, up 35 1/3 units over the last 30 days. Nick Lagarettos up 25 units. Mark Butterscotch Eubanks up 18 1/3 units. Gene got picks up 18 units. Tim Irwin 16 1/3 units of profit. Latifa the Queen, she's got 11 units of profit. Ron Hahn, 10.5 units of profit. Ron Crawford, offer of the spreadsheet play of the day. He's up 10 1/4 units of profit. Joseph Schultz is up over 9 units. Jerry Lewis is up 9 units. Ralph Raymond, 7.5 units. Marlon Pettis up over 6 units. AJ Wagers up 5 3/4 units. I'm starting to sound like a tout here. Probably Samba Murdy and Nick Bartini. Odds Smoker Steve. He's made 8 plays on the site since joining the site. All right. Take a look now at our premium picks for today, including mine over at Tony'sPicks.com. I'm highly focused in this college basketball card today now that we're in conference play. I've had a pretty good start here to the conference season. You see some of the handicappers with picks today, including Gene got picks. He's got MMA action here. I know one of those fights had a change, so we'll see about that, but he's got 2 in the NFL, 1 in the NBA, and here's my packages for today as well. 5-pack in college basketball, early start. Consider that. See Nick Lagarettos, I see over here, has got some late steam coming up. Starting in 2 minutes, he's got action from Germany. You could be hooking up right now with Nick. Latifa's got a package today as well. Daniel Woloschuk, Ben Ruhala, and Collins Brown. Pick up my early pack of 5 college basketball plays. I've got, if you want to get on board with my 3-day package or so, I've got already 9 plays in college basketball lined up, and I do expect more on a day like today. But here's a 5-pack to get you rolling for $25 here at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20%. All right, let's get over to the chat right now and let a few more people scroll in. We've got our 60 viewers. So I love this comment from Thomas because I'm kind of into the seeing kids grow into professional athletes, and they just don't. The old school coaches, yeah. You got to be moving with the times. I think that's why we see some of the success, some of these guys right now. Look at what DeBoer said. I mean, there was no way he would leave that situation unless it was to coach. Going to be tough to follow a legend, but probably didn't leave the cupboard bare. Yeah, there's some people starting to go, but you'd have to think maybe bringing some, new blood in maybe just the type of situation you want at Alabama. All right. Jeff Schramm as well. Ty Clinton, hello. Bruce Green's ready to go. I'm ready to go. Campbell, going to have to wait for the hockey, but there's a ton of it. All right, Chelsea wraps it up here with a 1-0 win over Fulham. Gerardo had it sounds like, in the Discord. So please go over and check it out. Let's get started with NFL action today. Airplane Boop, Ray Otachi, hello. All right. Let's get started with our NFL games for today, including the first one with the Cleveland Browns taking on the Houston Texans. Who'd have thought we'd end up in this position here at Houston? What a season for the Texans and their rookie quarterback. He's not going to be suffering from any kind of pressure. They already won last week's game. This guy is cool as a cucumber. It's almost as if right now he's a little bit overwhelmed by everything in a certain extent, but he's so talented and so grounded and focused because of uh, his life so far. It'd be pretty hard to rattle this kid, I would think, going up against a veteran here, Joe Flacco. Look, Joe Flacco's got some passes left in him, but he's also on a bit of a free roll, right? I mean, he's made some big mistakes. He's made some turnovers covered up by a great defense here that has to go on the road and has to play on the speed surface. Whereas, in your division, if you're the Browns, you play a lot of grass games here where the speed kind of comes out. And well, the Browns do have that strong defense. Of course, they'll have to guard against this passing game of Houston, and they do have some talent, some young unheralded talent too, with their talented receiver healthy here. Imagine if they had everybody healthy in this lineup right now this season for Stroud. But not only that, getting a pretty good running game as well. Cleveland runs the ball pretty well as well. Flacco 10-5 in his career in the playoffs. The Browns just 1-2 against the spread as a road favorite this season. And well, they haven't been road favorites too often in the past, but over the last 10 years, they're 5-12 against the spread as a road favorite. These are the playoffs, and obviously they're have earned their favoritism here, I would guess. Uh, for Houston right now, 7-3 straight up in their last 10 games. And well, they're as a home dog 13, 15, and 1 in their last 29 games. I don't know if there's anything much we can get a takeaway from that. Cleveland won here in Houston, remember, 36-22 on Christmas Eve. No CJ Stroud in that one. Last year, the Browns won 27-14 here in Houston as well. So, number 5 seeds as road favorites. Something else was caught my eye. Number 5 seeds, road favorites at number 4 seeds, 5-2 against the spread. The last 7 occurrences that happened. Let's start to get your comments, shall we, on this big game? And I'll go from there. Thomas is on Cleveland here in this one. Mike says he likes the over here. Uh, you know, I guess fast service surface might be the explanation for that. We do have a healthy Amari Cooper in there for Cleveland. He's made a huge difference in the in the offense when he's been in there, and Flacco's been so strong, of course. They do have the running of Ford and Hunt. Nico Collins, I mean, he is the man, certainly, for Houston in that passing game. They are banged up a little bit with those receivers. That has to be a little bit concerning. Maybe we can get, I don't think there's any, necessarily a huge update on those guys, but Robert Woods questionable, Noah Brown questionable. Um, I missed on Noah Brown a little bit last time as I was pumping him up maybe to have a strong game, but I think the key for me really though is the fact that Will Anderson is going to be in this game for Houston today. Man, this feels like it could come down to the wire though. That Cleveland defense does travel, I would think. Ray says he's got over 44 as well. Airplane Boops going over. Wow, a lot of overs here. There's Poppy today, and he'll have, hey, we got that UFC card, as I mentioned today. All right, Justin's got some props as well. He's got the Browns over, he's got Flacco over, and the Browns. R. Tomps wants the home team. You know we're going to have a split vote here. Timmy says maybe the Texans get it on the money line here. And maybe the Brown, we want to get the division game here. Jeff says go over. Bruce is over in this one. Salty wants the under. Mike's giving us a weather update. Says we're playing this one in the wrong city. Well, I guess Miami had their chance left a long time ago. All right, you guys. All right, if that's it, I guess I'm gonna get ready to make this call here and see what you guys. Any more picks here with the Browns and the Texans? RVD 420 Browns money line here in this one. All right. For me, I'm going to have to take the under here. Look, I've got a good Houston defense going up against interception prone Joe Flacco. They are a playoff team. This number is probably just a little bit too high for my liking in this one. I'll be taking the under with Cleveland and Houston. Look, I love Stroud too. I'm sure that he can make a big play if needed late in the game if this one's coming down close and it is tight. I'm sure it's tight, but certainly when you think of Cleveland, if they're going to be competitive in this game, they've got to have a strong defensive performance against CJ Stroud, a rookie quarterback. Nonetheless, look, I think most people agree he will play above his rookie pay grade, if you will. Given his, rookie of the year performance this season. Forget all those other guys. He only missed a couple of weeks, guys. I mean, there's no doubt that this young man is the hottest rookie of this season. And I love all those other guys, but this guy's had a phenomenal year. Doesn't look like it's a fluke. All right. Give me the under today. I think, look, 2 points, man. You're telling your guess as good as mine. As far as the side's concerned, sorry guys, but they definitely can. Houston could win the game late. Cleveland could be hanging on. Maybe not get the number. Maybe Cleveland wins by 1. Maybe it really does come down to the spread. I don't want to be. Hey, I want to take a stand on a game in the playoffs, but. This one's close. Give me the under at 45 in a playoff game for sure. I would think we're going to return to a little bit of defense here. Let's go to the other game that everyone's all hot and bothered with. I don't think that's the temperature there. That's too high. 43.5 degrees as we talk about Miami and Kansas City tonight on Peacock. Don't forget, so make your plans now. Head on over to, maybe only your mom or grandma gets Peacock. So, hey, just, say, hey, I'm coming over. You might get Peacock. I do. And let's talk about this one. Both teams come in 11-6, but the Chiefs are a pretty big favorite here. We know the story here is going to be the weather conditions. But it is looking like very, very cold. We get that. But the precipitation could be staying away, and that's big news, right? No treachery, just cold. I think we can operate in cold conditions to a certain extent, right? Okay, so Tua has the worst record, like all these. You can go back over the years, the teams that are in the warm weather cities and those quarterbacks fare poorly. I guess it's just a matter of conditions to a certain extent. But I do know this. what is the Chiefs' biggest problem this season that I don't know I've talked about or that people have talked about? They have trouble catching the ball. They have trouble catching the ball. Whatever the case may be, maybe Mahomes is not delivering it perfectly. Maybe this group of receivers, Rice has been coming on certainly, and he's going to have to be a big day. But Watson and MVS and questionable Tony, they've got the dropsies. So I'm sure in 17-degree weather, they're going to be better at catching the ball, right? I mean, if I can't catch it in 60-degree weather, I probably will be able to catch it in 17-degree weather, right? Well, maybe they'll go out and catch all the balls today, but I'm not one to want to bump up the spread on the Chiefs just because of the weather conditions. Tyreek Hill's played in a few cold weather games before. We know that. And speed transcends the weather a little bit. The Dolphins have the team speed to keep up here with the Chiefs. Maybe this is the type of matchup that the Dolphins have kind of been looking for of late when they've run into some of the problems. Like what RVD's saying, no doubt about it. The Dolphins' problems right now are in the secondary. They're all beat up in the secondary here, but fortunately for them, the Chiefs haven't been very good with their receivers. So maybe, just maybe, they'll be able to still have an okay game with second teamers in there. There is certainly that lingering over at the secondary with Xavier Howard out for this game and other defensive players out as well. Jalen Ramsey, though, has been upgraded to probable, and he's ready to talk a good game here. And Javon Holland, he's also been upgraded to probable. So good news in that Dolphins secondary, even though they have some injuries here. We've had a couple of guys who were pretty darn questionable, still moved to probable now. Deshaun Elliott is questionable, and I don't think the news is probable for him here. Jalen Waddle also not looking that great on offense with his injury status, but he is trying apparently. All right, let's get a few more. Let's start to get your comments here. Salty says, I've got an under here in this one in Kansas City. And let's see also, because I guess we could talk about the, drop in the line in this game from 44.5, maybe 45 to where we are right now. It really hasn't dropped that much. The tickets are rolling in on the under, but like I said, if there's no precipitation, if there's no, it's just cold. It's just cold. What do you do when you're cold? You got to warm up. You run around, if you will. I know this one is beyond that. I mean, I'm a Chargers fan. I mean, my team was in the coldest game in NFL history. Back then, I knew, even at my age at that time, that you don't go from a hot weather game in a scorching where the guys are probably, they were all dehydrated, one of the massive longest games ever, thrilling, and then go into, minus 50 degrees. And the Chargers still, they didn't even play that well in that game. So not only that, I will say, no, I don't think it's not that drastic yet, but I'm encouraged by Prime Video, though. Going to maybe get in bed with these regional sports networks. Your Prime subscription may start to cover sports action every night. We'll see. So RVD, he's given the update there, going over. I think I just covered them all there. I don't want to be wrong, but like I said, I think we have two defensive backs who have improved their health status here going into the game. So, all right, Gamble likes the under here. Thomas Lewis knows how to dress in cold weather. Christian Forbes, he's got some parlay. Anybody got anything for him? KC, Buffalo, Dallas, Moneyline parlay here. Look, I think that the Kansas City might still get the win, but uh, 4.5 points, that has me interested. All right. Curtis says, what do we have in the first game? We went with the under, Curtis, in the first game. Ray's going under in this one. I'm going to make the pick right here, right now, and I'm going to go over in this. I'm sorry, you guys. I mean, I've got two highly polished, I've got Tua and I've got Mahomes, and I've got not treacherous conditions. So I think that, I'm more worried kind of about the Chiefs kind of putting points on the board. All right. I mean, come on, the Dolphins will be the Chiefs. Okay, they're at home. They do play a little bit of defense. They're obviously not as good defensively as they are before, right? I mean, they've almost been a team that we're like, hey, when are the Chiefs going to wake up? And they never have. They've kind of just took advantage of a weak division this year as well, right? Oh, yeah, no, there's going to be some wind conditions, no doubt about it, in this forecast. And we do talk about wind being, a major, factor. But man, -1 degree. What is it? -1. 17-mile-an-hour winds. It's a Buffalo game, though, that's really going to be where everybody's talking about, isn't it? All right. Thomas says, nope, he doesn't see it getting up there like that. So I've got a healthy Tyreek Hill. All right. Let's see anything else. Gamble leaning Chiefs here. And yeah, you got a whole laundry list. I could read them to you. I don't want to bore you. I mean, there's no doubt that some of these games, these warm weather teams in cold weather cities in the playoffs, maybe not, maybe more so in the regular season, though. All right. It might be it for you guys here in this one. Gamble thinks it's just he doesn't like the NFL. No, he's questioning whether it is. All right, ATD here. Oh boy, remember that one? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. RVD says it is way too cold. They're just not going to be able to move it with the frigid conditions here. And for me, I'm just all about um, no nothing to slow you down as far as precipitation is concerned. And I've got certainly some pretty prolific quarterbacks out here today, and some speed, certainly. All right, Rick's got a team total over. Thanks for listening to the previews. Enjoy the NFL games tonight. Let's keep it rolling and get rolling here. Yeah, and we're starting to see some fives starting to pop up here. Bet Online, DraftKings now, stations here in Vegas. So got me even, we're going to buy it up. We're going to get a little extra. We're going to be all over the place. But thanks, you guys. Yeah, maybe nobody can catch the ball. But like I said, obviously the Chiefs will improve on their pass catching because they've been so terrific catching the ball, apparently. All right. Let's get moving right now here with NBA action. Let's get rolling with this card today with Rockets and the Celtics tonight in this one. And taking a look here, of course, Rockets were winners last night. They came back to beat the Detroit Pistons on the road. They never were going to cover the spread. Apparently, in that one, it took all their energy just to come back and beat Detroit last night by a couple of points in that one. You got the Celtics here, big favorite tonight. Look at this, 15.5 points against this much improved, steady Rockets team, playing some good ball, playing decent defense as well. aren't they? Last I checked. So uh, total's reasonable here, 227 and a half. If anything, that thing's gone down. It feels like just a little bit here. Opened up at let's see, 231 was maybe the highest opener that I saw, and all the way down here to mostly around 229 now. It's actually gone back up here of late. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. I mean, it just seems to me like the Rockets have certainly played well enough to be able to compete in this game that Boston, they covered some nice numbers, but could they really just turn it on and be able to blow a team out? Yeah, maybe the back to backer for Houston here is of concern. Boston's on a little bit of a winning streak. They're expected to win this game. It's just a matter of, do you think they can get this money? I'd say no. I'll just take 15 and a half points here, even on the back to back. Maybe that is going to be to the detriment of Houston here, but five last five meetings between these two teams have gone under. That makes those points a little bit more valuable if it does stay under. Also, the last five meetings between these two teams here in Boston have gone under. They only meet here in Boston once a year, of course. You guys might have some comments here in this one. Justin's got the Celtics team total over. Ray is going to lay it today. And our Tom says he'll take the Rockets plus a point. So will I here. Just to me, just maybe not a matter of Boston not necessarily in a position where they are going to be motivated to crush a team right now. I think that maybe this is just a regular old Saturday night. All right. See what's next here. We got the Wizards taking on the Hawks here. The Hawks are -7, and the total currently at 250. This one certainly has been taking a big drop on some widely reported steam. You know, yesterday we saw a game, for example, take a big drop. It was the Indiana Atlanta game. I talked about it. 12 of the last 13 games between the two had gone over. Indiana and Atlanta were big time, high scoring teams all season. Now, Atlanta was at home last night in that game against the Pacers. We gave you the Pacers here on the show, and they did get the job done. Maybe it wasn't the handicap we were quite expecting because I just thought that the Pacers would be able to get a big number and Atlanta would come tailing along and it would be a higher scoring game. But I thought that the total was so dramatic. They're certainly of concern to me. Usually I do kind of tail those moves. It was as high as 256 and a half, and I went all the way down to 250, 250 or so last night. Kind of similar to what this one's doing. This is one where you kind of got to maybe anticipate and trust the market here. This one's already down now to 250 involving a Hawks game against another one of those. Now, it's not the Pacers, which are the kings of the overs. Maybe the Pacers play a little bit more defense. Maybe that's what they did yesterday to a certain extent because they were without Halliburton and they still were able to get it done quite convincingly, no doubt. So let's take a look. Atlanta has won the last five meetings between these two teams, and Atlanta's won eight of the last games between these two teams in Atlanta. Washington has gone under in four of their last five road games now. Although this series has gone over in four of the last five times they've met here in Atlanta. But big move again to the under, and yesterday's big mover involving Atlanta and another high scoring team, if I can call them that, ended up going well under. Well under yesterday. The Hawks didn't have a very good day at all, did they? All right. Maybe you have some comments here. on this one. Here we go. Sorry about that, you guys. And we have. All right. Okay. Perky, I don't see anything relating to sports there. I'm not sure anybody's interested. You might want to clean that up, sir. Although it is relating to cold weather, maybe I'll cut you some slack, my friend. All right. Just tough to get through all these comments that I'm trying to discern about sports betting, sir. And appreciate it. Okay, let me look through here and see if I got any. Maybe nobody's even on the Pacers and the Hires. Ray. Oh, he went with the under in that one yesterday, and Ray is going to go. Oh, that was the other game. That was the one from yesterday. It looks like. All right. Oh, here we go. Reginald Luker. Here's on the over. He got it going back over now. Uh, Maybe because maybe the Pacers, they do play a little bit better defense. Yes, every game goes over with the Pacers. They're but a much better team than Washington. Maybe that is the thinking with that one, right? Well, I just happen to think it's going to be the same deal. I mean, if it's going under, it's going under. That's what it feels like to me. Feels like the same thing as yesterday. This is a trust the market, trust the market. That's what I feel like here, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to take the under in this one. Maybe Atlanta will actually end up blowing them out, is what it feels like to me. All right. Thomas says no defense. And yeah, but look at last night's game. As I said, what did I say last night? We were talking about 46 overs and 23 unders or whatever it was. And it still went well under in Atlanta's game last night. All right. Oops. Yeah, the action's going crazy, isn't it, over here on the old
final
on the old machine over here, on the old steam machine, if you will. All right, let's continue on here with the Knicks on the road at the Grizzlies. Grizzlies trying to manage their situation here right now after the loss of their superstar. They didn't look that good last night against the Clippers. Yeah, they were an underdog, but they really weren't ever close to covering. The steam came in last night on the under, and the Clippers were able to put up a real nice number, obviously, on the Grizzlies last night. So what will happen today when the Knicks come in here as a road favorite in a similar situation? The Grizzlies were 8-point dogs or so last night. They're 7-point dogs here at home tonight. In fact, I'm showing it up to 8 now. 8, and the total has dripped here. Dripped. Hey, that's a word, isn't it? The total is dripped. It drifted. It could drip. And drip is a thing now, if you guys don't know, maybe you should. Sound like one of those, I sound like I'm reading at a poetry, coffee and poetry place. All right, let's take a look here now with the Knicks. We got Kenny Jackson already coming in here with his play on the Knicks tonight. Gosh, I mean, I've got to try to think that Grizzlies can hang in here one of these times without their star. Art Thompson is going to be on the Knicks. They're both on the Knicks. So's Ray. Everybody's already on the Knicks, and I was going to try to give out the Grizzlies here and try to be that guy. Where's Chad? Anyways, for the Knicks, they've covered the spread in 5 of their last 6 games. Memphis has gone under in 5 of their last 6 games. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under. This is a twice-a-year series, of course. All right, man, you guys just, I get it. I guess everyone's on the Knicks today to roll the Grizzlies. Knicks are 13-7 against the spread as a favorite. The Grizzlies are 4-12 against the spread at home. Thomas Lewis says go under in this one. The Grizzlies are 5-12 to the under at home. Like I said, they're under in 5 of their last 6 games. So maybe I'll just take the easy way out here because I like the Grizzlies in this one, but I'll take the under as my play. I don't need someone starting up a new streak on me, trying to take these ugly home teams. And Russell says Knicks team total over. I guess I don't. I guess I'm not on that. I wouldn't be on that because I'm lean Grizzlies here to at least stay in this number, and I'm going to take the under in this game. Uh, I'm going to take the under in this game. The Knicks are coming off the loss at Dallas a couple of nights ago, and we were on. They were favored in that one. Nick, hey, Rich Stubbs here today. Nixon under here for Rich. Nice to have you, Rich. Appreciate it. All right, I'll move on though. A lot of games, so I'm just gonna try to move fast. Sorry, you guys. Hope you have time to get the plays in. Your play is the most important thing on this show. People want to see more opinions than just one guy here. All right. Man, this Steam's fired up. I already put a bunch of Steam play. Well, oh no, I didn't. I had to delete the images didn't come through in the Discord. Right after the show, we'll do it. Magic and Thunder. Thunder, double digit favorite here at home against the Madge. 11 and a half, 231 and a half for the most part in this one. Magic on the back to back here. They were on the road last night at the Heat. In that one, we had a premium pick winner in the Magic game last night with the Magic and the Heat game to go under. So I think we're pretty focused on that one.
Final.
All right. For Oklahoma City, they've been looking good here at home. They've won 5 straight.
Final.
They've covered 5 straight. That's at home. Oklahoma City been in pretty good form here at home of late. They've obviously having a pretty strong season as well, coming in with 26-11 record currently for the Magic, 21-17. Pretty decent matchup here between unheralded teams. Orlando's covered 6 of their last 8 games on the road. Total's gone over in 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two in OKC. That's a yearly meeting here. Now, I've already seen a lot of talking heads today thinking that maybe this is going to be a blowout today for the Thunder. That's going to be, it feels like the popular consensus. We don't have as many talking heads for some reason on the weekends. They all take time off, but not me, baby. I'm here with you. Make sure we preview these games on the weekend, right? OKC 15-5 against the spread at home this season, but Orlando, one of the best spread teams going here of late. They're 25-13 against the spread this season, right on par pretty much with the Thunder. They both have 25 spread wins for the most part. Orlando 12-8 against the spread on the road. Anything here? This is a good matchup for sure. And here's our Thompson's on the Thunder, but Ray is on the Magic. Right, Gamble? And we'll have them, the ladies will work. Okay. I don't know if I could say that. And Russell says, hey, these guys have already met in the first meeting here. It was 9 days ago, and Orlando won that one at home, 126-115. Orlando with the home win, the home blowout win, if you will. All right. Well, I don't know. For me, let me see. I thought there was some widely reported steam. Let me get this here that came in while we were on the air. Maybe I missed it. All right. No, there was not. Okay. Well, they definitely were coming in on the under early from 232 down to 231.5, but then they came in. I'm going to go over in this one with Orlando and Oklahoma City. That's going to be my play. I'm going over. Right when Rich says I went under. Rich, where were you 2 seconds ago? I don't think I would have necessarily switched. Look, OKC's gone over quite a bit, but Orlando does play pretty decent defense. Orlando 17-20 to the under this season. Oklahoma City is a pretty solid over team, no doubt about it. But Orlando, obviously, Orlando, I thought did a pretty nice job. Certainly, last night in that game, they didn't win. I know that we gave out the heat on the show, and they did cover. Look, like I said, sometimes when we were on the show, the Heat was a 3.5 point favorite. We said take the Heat. Well, the Heat won by 3. That were a 1.5 point favorite at game time. I ask you, I give myself all these tough lines. At least cut me a little bit of slack, though. That we talked about that game might be even a wait and see on the line move, but call it whatever you will. Anyways, Thomas Bird here, OKC. All right, I'm going to take over 233 in this one. And Thomas, look, yeah, and maybe they were because they were in a situation against a Heat team that had a few guys missing as well. But we could see now Franz Wagner is going to be out for sure. But there is a chance for those other guys today with let me see here. Get these plays, these alerts off the screen that keep rolling in here. Let me just peek at the injured list here. I did see it. Okay, Wagner out. We know that. But Carter, Isaac, Harris, these guys could make an appearance here in this one. They could return. They're all up to questionable here now. They're not all going to be there, but maybe with another day off. Okay, but thank you, Thomas. Appreciate that. All right, Warriors and Bucks. Starting to be obviously a little bit of a problem, a little bit of an issue here right now with the Warriors not looking that sound here, obviously, of late. Look, yesterday's game notwithstanding, we gave out the Warriors here on the show against Chicago. Maybe a pretty good spot for them yesterday. Here against the Bucks, now we're double-digit underdogs, 11 points. I'm not so sure. I'm not going to lay it. I'm not going to lay it. That's for sure. I'm going to give the Warriors a little bit of a chance. I think I'm going to probably be on the total. We can get your comments rolling a little bit and keep the show moving. But total's gone over in 6 of Golden State's last 7 games, and they are on the road here against a Bucks team that they can put up some big points. Yeah. Maybe against some defensive teams they get into a little bit of an issue, but the Warriors right now are just mediocre. Certainly with an 18-20 record overall. Milwaukee's won 16 of their last 19 at home. They've also covered the spread in 5 of the last 7 times. They've hosted the Warriors here. That's over just once a year, of course. Golden State's gone over in 4 of their last 6 games here on the road. Milwaukee coming off that impressive win at home against Boston, really beat up the Celtics that night. They had no answer. But before that, remember, the Bucks were having trouble getting numbers. They were having trouble winning some games too. So I'll probably just let's see here. Look here to the total. I'm pretty sure I like this one to go over. You got Golden State over in 7 of their last 10 games. Milwaukee 13-8 to the over at home this season. Widely reported steam did come in on the under here. The total, though, has crept back up to 246 some spots. So I'm just going to play the over here in this one. Rays on the Warriors. And Justin says, Warriors, that's his best bet here. And one thing about that game yesterday, I know one of the news items, I like to talk to the news items, more coaching or stuff like that, but to boo Jerry Krause, that kind of sucked. I know that might be the popular media opinion to say that it was. And look, you know, I know. Look, I saw the Last Dance, but I don't know, man. It's a lot of championships. You don't see that anymore. Uh, Warriors here and the over for Rich. Jeff's on the Bucks. Lay the points. All right. All right. Appreciate it. And I'll take the over here in this one. Here are the Bulls. I guess I could have waited, huh? To talk about it here. I didn't. I knew this. I knew the Bulls were playing. That was my transition. So we called in the business here with the Bulls going on the road. They were at home last night in that game against the Warriors, and they're taking on the Spurs, who are on a back-to-back here. They beat up on the Hornets. What was I thinking in that one? Hey, you know what? Spurs. I don't know. Maybe I watched too much of that game because it was kind of
System playing.
the timing was right, but the Spurs looked pretty darn good in that game last night. I know they were playing the Hornets, and uh, Ball was back, but we'll see better of Ball certainly. We'll see Ball in this one for the Bulls. I know that, but hopefully he'll be back one day for somebody, if not the Bulls. All right, not much on the injury report. Zach Collins still out here, uh, I believe, for the Spurs. But hey, I was impressed, and I like what I saw in San Antonio last night. They've covered the spread in 5 straight games right now. 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two in San Antonio have gone over. That's a decade of sample size, however. Chicago's covered 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams. That might be a little bit more reasonable as far as the numbers concerned. The Spurs have covered 6 of their last 10 games. These two teams aren't very good at covering spreads, even with Chicago's a decent recovery from their slow start. But uh, the Spurs have gone over in 13 of their 18 home games, and the Bulls have gone over in 10 of 17 road games. They have a tendency to go over more on the road. So, maybe not a great game here. Anything on this one, you guys? I know what I'm on. I kind of want to use a premium, just not sure on the total. So I guess if that gives it away, I'm going to take the Spurs, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, those guys, those other guys probably deserve the ring of, I mean, I think that, you know, you want to honor these people sometime before they die would be a good idea. So that kind of sucked about. But I mean, I don't know if they were ever gonna remember the vitriol for Kraus used to be, kind of was stronger in a way. But again, it was just kind of the way that things got away from the Bulls, right? I mean, it was all hunky dory, even if it was kind of aloof to a certain extent when things were going on. All right, Russell says, watch out. These are the ones where Wembenyama is going to take the day off. We have no indication of that yet, Russell. So I'd like to know what the deal is there. If you've got some information there, I don't even think he's on the injury report at this point. I know it'd be a rest situation and an obvious rest situation, maybe. But again, they're at home. It's Saturday night. You'd like to have. I mean, you're San Antonio. You're in the business of selling tickets, I would think. Um, all right. Yeah, right, Justin, right. Hey, the Futon Bets is stopping by today. It says Spurs first quarter. Thomas says, I'll take the points here. Kenny Jackson says, take the points. I probably still would take the points for it, for without Wemby today. But man, he's looking good, isn't he? And Ray said, "Why, Ray?" They were booing because Kraus is maybe also known for kind of breaking up the Bulls a little bit, and Michael Jordan, they didn't get along, but whatever it was, right? We make a lot of all these situations. Oh, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. There's a whole dynamic. I mean, I think I'm not telling anybody they're wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but there's a whole dynamic that goes into everything, right? Think of how many great stars have never won championships that maybe could have with the right situation. So there's a whole, and I think when you have pieces of greatness kind of touch each other, that's what elevates teams to the top.
System play.
So maybe that's just an easy cop out for me, but all right. Ray's on the Bulls. Jeff's on the Bulls. Okay. He says out for sure. We're going to have to get a new line service here, obviously. All right. I'll take the Spurs here. I'll take my chances. Uh, I would say maybe that spread, and the spread now is up to 6. So you piqued my interest. And I'm going to head on over to the old Twitter machine and just see if they're not. Good thing I'm good at spelling Wembanyama already. Okay. Yeah, I'm not. Okay. And I haven't looked at the NBA app, but. All right. Appreciate always appreciate the contribution, whether it's good or not. I'm not too worried. I appreciate the contribution, and I don't. I'm not gonna even debate it or say, because if I had it, on my system and it said, probable or something, I would say, oh, I don't necessarily disagree or argue it or anything, because we know it's a back-to-back. We've already seen Wemby get off on back-to-back. I just have a feeling a home game like this. All right, let's move on anyway with the Pelicans. Here are the Pels and the Mavericks here in this one. And the Pelicans, they're on the back-to-back tonight after not looking too sharp last night against the Nuggies. They were kind of in it all the way, or in control all the way. The Nuggets looked pretty good last night in beating up on New Orleans. They look, when Zion's on, he's on. He looks pretty good. I mean, obviously, Zion's a pretty talented player. Yeah, we want to bag on him a little bit. Are you eating too much? Are you doing things? Are you staying up late? Probably staying up late. Living the life a little bit, but don't have such poor body language that to me it shows. Maybe the game. Look, when we're young, we take days off because we had. I don't want to say. I mean, maybe just tired a lot. Maybe he's just tired a lot. In this one. But for me, with the Mavericks here at home, I would think it's going to be another tired night. Why wouldn't it be for the Pelicans? They're on the back-to-back here, going up against the rested Mavericks in this one. The Mavericks, to me, laying a pretty reasonable number here. Why the reported steam came in on the over, it's already up to 231 and a half at some places, and I'm showing the Mavericks up to a 3-point favorite or so right now. So I think New Orleans moving forward, they've won 7 of the last 8 on the road, so the road must be pretty good for New Orleans. But man, it just didn't look great last night. And now you're on a back-to-back. They've covered 5 of their last 6 on the road. Now Dallas has beaten New Orleans in 7 of the last 8 meetings. They've also covered 4 of their last 5 games overall. So Dallas is a team that certainly, look to make a run, right? Build a little confidence. They have a superstar. Why couldn't you make some of this other stuff work a little bit? Dallas, if anything, you'd think they would be a little bit better than, 23-16 isn't bad. That same record as New Orleans here. So kind of an even matchup. Dallas has gone 3-6-1 to the under in their last 10 games. This total's been up and down with sharps for sure, but the lower it goes, the more I might be apt to come in on the over. This was as high as 233 and a half. I've seen it touch 229, but like I said, it's about 230-ish, 230 and a half right now. Let's see what you have here. Okay. And thank you, Peter. I'm terrible at that. I am awful at like and smash and subscribe. I don't know why. Yeah. Oh, and it's not even that, Russell. If you're talking about the injury report, if you're talking about me taking the Spurs, yeah, I mean, um, either way, right? Oh, that's great, Ray. Thank you. And not to say Russell, he said the NBA. This to me, underdog NBA. A lot of people criticize underdog, but he does we retweet out a lot of good news. So just surprised my service hasn't picked it up yet. They're going crazy with everything else. Maybe it's too much info today. R. Tom says, "Give me the Pelicans and the on that Pelicans and over." Okay. Fernando on the Pelicans. And Russell says he'll take the Dallas. I think Dallas is actually favored, though, my friend. But I understand. I think we're on the same side there, my friend. All right. Rich says Pelicans in the under. Yeah, no, Doncic isn't gonna be uh, able to make this game. Unfortunately, at this point, that's maybe the issue here for a lot of people in wanting to take it. But again, they were able to. Also, Lively still questionable. Exum is out. Green questionable with an illness here as well. Maxi Kleber. Uh, Maxi Maxi could make the game today. He's been upgraded to questionable, and that is good news there. In fact, I think the news is decent on Kleber. I'm not going to look into the next level of report, but I'm going to be taking the Mavs here in this one. Yep. Yep. Pelicans going to be pretty popular, no doubt. Pelicans first quarter. I appreciate it, though. I will say this. I mean, if for what it's worth, trust me or not on this one, it's all been Dallas from the Sharps so far. As far as I'm concerned, this one opened New Orleans 2.5 up to 3 for the most part. So I saw numbers lower than that. Okay. Let's continue. One more game in the NBA here, and then we'll get to college ball. Thank you for spending this time with me here. 71 on a Saturday. So proud and honored to have you listening to me throw these darts around. All right. Lakers here at the Jazz tonight. Oops, where's my graphic? All right, so here's another one. Now, look, last game I'm all, Dallas Sharps are on Dallas. No Luca. So maybe the Sharps are right. Sharps are all over the Lakers this one. I can't trust them. I don't want any part of the Lakers against my Utah Jazz. Come on. Now the Lakers, okay, I know I'm a Clippers fan, but I mean, come on, the Clippers have been terrible. I like the Lakers, all those teams that won championships. I like all the stars of the Lakers because I watched the Lakers growing up. Of course, I mean, I have a little fondness. You know, my favorite Laker of all time is. I'll let you guys get. You guys will never guess it because it's a trick question. The fact that I said it's a trick question, maybe you will guess it. Who's my favorite Laker of all time? Of all time, the Lakers here at the Jazz tonight, and they are going to be a little bit of an underdog here. The Jazz are up. Erase that. We got to fix this. There's so many games. I typed these lines in a while ago. The Lakers are favored now. You guys might even be saying in the chat that I'm wrong, that I was on the wrong team. We do now. Here we go, Lakers. 1.5 here. And I think I just typed it in wrong, actually. I don't think the Jazz. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that, you guys. The Jazz here were never favorites in this one, although the Lakers were as low as 1 on FanDuel. Early number, Lakers came out at -1, and then it went up as high as 2.5. And then there's been plenty of buyback because it's been all Sharps. Well, or maybe this is a public play too today. But I love the Jazz, man. Come on. We've been loving this Jazz team, and they just keep getting better, it seems like. Russell's on the Jazz here. And Thomas, it is cold. Apparently, it's 30 degrees here on my computer thermometer. And I find that to be pretty accurate when I step out. There's 30 degrees here in Las Vegas today. Not Jerry West, Thomas. Ray's going to go over in this one. Not big game James Worthy. Fernando's we're riding the train. Not our Tom, says Kareem. See, you guys don't understand. It's a trick question. Rich says the Lakers bounce back today. Bobby Smith says Jazz any day. Kenny Jackson says take the Jazz. Thomas Lewis says take the Jazz. Jeff Schramm says Jerry West. That's even before my time. Jazz first quarter for Futon bets. My favorite Laker of all time is Chick Hearn, baby. You know it. We're putting it in the popcorn machine. Yo-yoing up and down. The butter's getting hard and the jello's jiggling. The refrigerator's door is closed. The lights are out. It's Chick Hearn. Come on, you guys. All right. Thomas Bird, Lakers in the over here. Also, Thomas says Magic. Yeah, look, I love all those guys, actually, but Chick Hearn for me. Slam dunk. Dunk. All right, give me the Jazz tonight to beat the Lakers. Come on, the Jazz are one of the hottest teams in the NBA right now. They're probably going to be. They've won 7 of their last 8. They've won 5 straight at home. We'll say this: Lakers have gone over in 11 of their last 12 games on the road right now, and 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. All right. Thanks, you guys. Russell's never heard of him. Thomas loves himself some Skyhook. All right. That's NBA for today. Thanks a lot, you guys, for listening to that. Man, we're only halfway through it. Well, maybe we're 60% through. Let's get to some college basketball. I don't know where you guys want to start, where you guys want to go. I've picked 7 or 8 games on the card, kind of just the best from the Ken Palm excitement rankings. So we're not going to be down there in the other conferences too much today with this card. Just maybe some intriguing, some good, strong matchups. So let's just start to take a look at them here. Maybe even that first one has your guys' attention with Tennessee and Georgia, but I'm going to start with St. John's, baby. St. John's taking on Creighton. Man, how about St. John's right now? Things are looking pretty good for the Johnnies. Pretty exciting times all of a sudden. You got to go on the road here against Creighton, but that's not going to bother Coach Patino here.
System play.
I wouldn't think. Things are looking good quickly here. Yeah, maybe we'll have some Patino burnout at the end and it'll fizzle horribly here and probably only get better. But man, St. John's, they have a lot of experience on this team. Everything's set up nicely for Patino to come in here, bring guys. This is a good situation right now, no matter how you look at it, I would think. Maybe I'm overestimating. Maybe I get all, I'm a Patino guy, if you haven't noticed. See if we can get a few numbers here. Creighton's dominated this series of late, certainly, but that was before Patino got here. They've won 5 of the last. They've won 5 straight meetings and covered the last 5 meetings as well. But St. John's 4-1 against the spread on the road right now. They've won their last 4 games, averaging 81.5 points per game. They're great at offensive rebounding as well. St. John's is 4-2 versus top 50 teams straight up this season. For Creighton, they've won 3 straight, and they only allow 60 points or so in those 3 games. I think it's about 60, 60, and 58 over the last 3 games. And the Blue Jays, they're pretty good inside right now as well. But Creighton 4-3 versus top 50s, so they've been a little bit over 500, as has St. John's in these games. But, I don't know. We're getting some points here for sure. Not as many as when it first opened. Maybe the sharp, maybe the public, maybe I'm just a square. Maybe I know what people want to. They want to bet against Patino, don't they? All right, let's get maybe your comments. Maybe I've stirred you up a little bit here. Come on, they're going to win the Big East, man, aren't they? Come on. I'm taking St. John's in this game. I'll probably take them straight up. Uh, I was just taking them plus the points when I started this segment, and now I'm on them to win. I love this, Kurt Rambis for Jeff Schramm. St. John's is the play. Jeff's got some other plays he's interested in. Thank you, Jeff. He likes Creighton at home for sure. Creighton's at home. Here's the thing. I don't have a premium. I'm going to give out two. I'm going to give out the over. Come on, 152. I get it. Creighton's held a couple of teams, some teams here to 60. Once the Johnnies get off the bus, man, come on. It's going to be a high-scoring game. Okay, MT is going to be watching this one. It sounds like he means watching for a live bet. I don't think he's going to the game, but that'd be cool. Over here for Mike. Come on. Even Mike. This one, come on. Over. It's already. What do I have on screen? 150. It's not 152, you guys. How long ago did I type this in? It's 154 right now. 154. The line is currently still 7. I like that. 154, that's fine. Give me St. John's and the over. 2 plays. There's a million games we can go. I love doing the double play. You put me on the air here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, the 40,000 subscriber juggernaut, and I'm not passing. And I'm going to be watching this one because I'm high on St. John's. Let's grab them in the futures. Let's grab them to win the conference. And let's roll with Patino. Come on. All right. Jeff does like the over as well. Thanks, Jeff. Here we go. Next up. I'll stay in the Big East. Can't get my excitement's over. I don't have any great spiels here for this one. A decent matchup nonetheless, with Xavier coming in against Providence here. Providence favored in this one by 3. Total currently sitting at about 142. In this one, 3 and 142, I'd say for the most part is what we're looking at in this matchup. All right. Providence, they won 8 of their last 9 home games right now. Total has gone over in 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams currently, and 5 straight meetings between these two teams at Providence has gone over. I'm pretty much going to be on the over for sure in this one. You look at what these teams have been doing here so far, you'd think under. But Xavier scored a few higher scoring games here of late, including their last game. They did score 75 against Connecticut at home, but that one did go over 148. Now, their other conference games so far in the stretch here have gone under, but you look at Providence, they played St. John's last time out a couple of 3 nights ago, and that one went for 148 at St. John's. The total there was 145.5. They did have a couple of unders, but they did play Butler. Their game against Butler went for 160 points in an 85-75 home win. So I'm going to end up on the over here. I can't recite you the statistics. You might not believe me. I mean, Providence has been a pretty hard under at home overall, 4-12 to the under, 3-10 to the under at home. And so far, Xavier 1-3 to the under on the road. Sharps, look, they started coming on the over. Yeah, maybe there's been some buyback. I definitely like the early move on the over here. I'm going to go over with Xavier and Providence today. And Jeff says he does like Providence at home in this one. Xavier's been pretty inconsistent. Um, I kind of agree with this, Jeff. I might want to just jump on board with you here right on the show. I mean, why not? Like I said, million games. I'm going to be watching this game. R. Thompson's on Providence. Give me Providence, too. Chat says Providence. I'm jumping on board with the chat. Over, I guess, is my official play. I'm official on Providence. I like Providence. I've seen some move here on Xavier here, actually, over the last while we've been on the air here. In fact, just less than an hour ago, there was a little bit of move on Xavier. Maybe it was Fernando here putting the moves on this game and getting it to go. Yeah, maybe it was Fernando. That was the Xavier money. Big money, Fernando. Want to say hello to, yes, the yellow for today. Appreciate you. Yes, looks like you finally had a chance to stop in and say hi. Sounds like you're a regular viewer there and just coming in and talking about that. So appreciate you very much. Yes, the yellow. First time, long time listener, first time caller. What can we say in today's vernacular that could be long time viewer, first time chatter, first time poster? Are we chatters or are we posters in the chat? Here we go. Got to keep it rolling here. OU taking on Kansas. Well, I don't care what year or what time or whatever. This is going to be a good one today with OU and KU. Kansas has won 5 straight games at home against Oklahoma. They've also won 5 straight games at home right now. Oklahoma's gone over in 6 of their last 9 road games. Certainly one of the top 5, I would think, games of the day, just based on the matchup of these two teams and their history. Oklahoma's covered 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two games. They met, of course, a famous championship game as well. KU not doing too great at covering numbers so far. 5-9-1 against the spread. Oklahoma's 9-6 to the number, including 2-1 against the spread on the road. They are just 1-2 against the spread as an underdog. For Kansas, all those that 5-9-1 record, they've been favored in every game, I think, so far this season. The two teams. Last year, the series went, of course, to Kansas, but Oklahoma did get the money here as a 10.5-point dog, losing by 4.5. All right. Man, I'm going to have to take Kansas here in this one. I'm going to lay the points today. And look, it was as high as 5. It was as low as 5.5. It did get up to 7.5. Right now, we're looking at 7 or 7.5 for the most part. I don't feel comfortable even saying 6.5 right now. Total 142.5 currently. Give me Kansas today to beat Oklahoma and cover. Don't want to be totally bummer here on OU, but I'll take him to roll. Maybe you guys have some comments here on OU and Kansas. Jeff says yeah, well, I didn't mean to move it on you there, Jeff. Kind of like when I used to bum Indy out and I'd like update the line and it'd move against us. It'd move against us. MT says that long, long history for OU continues here. R. Tom says, give me Kansas. All right, continue. Let's move on. Here, I think I got a good one here next. Let's take a look. Hello to Thurman Hill. Hi, Thurman. I've selected UK taking on A&M in this one today, and you got A&M here, I believe, is a slight favorite currently at up to -3 right now, and the total here is up to the total here is up to 156. So the move has been on A&M. It's been on the over. All right. In this one, it's Kentucky coming in with a 12-2 record with Coach Cal, and well, for A&M, hasn't been that great of this season so far at just 9-6 straight up coming in. A&M 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games. Kentucky, meanwhile, they're 8-2 in their last 10 games coming into this one. Kentucky 10-4 against the spread overall, 3-0 against the spread on the true road. They're in a groove right now, no doubt about it. SEC wins and covers against Missouri and against Florida so far in SEC conference play. Meanwhile, A&M's coming off a couple of bad performances against Auburn. They lost by 11 as a 6.5-point dog, and they also lost to LSU by 15 points as an 11.5-point favorite. So they've failed to cover in 4 straight games right now. A&M 5-2 straight up at home, but like I said, Kentucky's looked good on the road. They've looked good in general. I would think at this point. Kentucky's also gone over in 9 of their last 10. They've gone over in 11 of 14 games so far this season. But again, A&M has earned the favoritism here in this one at home. Kentucky's won 6 straight right now, including wins over North Carolina. Remember, they beat Miami. They did lose to Kansas as their only loss so far this season. Critical of A&M, but they are favored here despite that 2-game losing streak, and they've also lost here 6 of their last 8 games overall. 2 of the wins came to Houston Christian and Prairie View, and DePaul too. They did beat Iowa State. They did have earlier win. They did beat SMU. They beat Ohio State, but something looks amiss here for Coach Williams and the Aggies. All right. Well, man, this is one where I often will trust the market that they are going to be right. Maybe A&M is supposed to win this game. Not only are they favored by 3, but the bookmakers have been moving the line to A&M in this one. So, yeah, a little bit disturbing here, certainly. I'm trying to handicap this one. I mean, like I said, I often trust them. I'll just go over. I don't want to be that guy. I mean, if I'm going to take A&M, it's probably just going to be in pocket. I don't think I'm going to doubt the sharps here in this one. Maybe you look. I love Coach Cal. I love Kentucky. I'm easy. I'm square. I love all these good teams with these flashy coaches. But I'll just take the over. I'll trust here that Kentucky is going to be going off here and can stay in this game. I guess if A&M wins, I would think it would go over. That Kentucky's just going to not have enough answer there. Okay, anything from you guys in this one? Jeff says he's all over Texas A&M. That's the way I would think. That's my Jeff Schramm right there. think he understands. Maybe he knows more than I do about this situation, but again, as a market reader, the way I'll look at it. And Kentucky going to get off that bus. That's what I like to see, Thomas. You know I'm all about Kentucky getting off that bus and kicking some tush. I don't know if that's going to be the case today. Kentucky money line for futon bets. Thank you, Jeff, for your other picks today as well. R. Thompson's on UK here. Thurman's got a couple of plays he's given us as well. Seton Hall and FSU. Thomas is on Kentucky.
System playing.
All right, another good one coming up right now with Houston on the road at TCU. We saw Houston get bit. We saw Houston get bit, certainly in that last contest. No big deal. I mean, they'll be fine. But again, nobody goes undefeated anymore or anything like that. We get all that. But man, Houston, when it goes thumpity thump, it really does. I mean, it just seems like once they get behind or once it's apparent they're not going to be able to compete, it does seem like they get flat real fast. They just lost their first game, of course, of the season to Iowa State, 57-53. They kept plugging away late. They were favored on the road, ended up losing. No shame. I mean, it's always going to be pretty thrilling there at Iowa State. So they had a lot of momentum in that game, stopped Houston's long winning streak. We'll say Houston 1-4 against the spread on the road so far. You're going up against a pretty good TCU team. Why wouldn't TCU be able to compete here maybe in this one with Houston tonight? Look, Houston may end up being able to get the win here, but you think they're going to be able to cover a number against a TCU team playing pretty decent, I would say. Here with their 12-3 record, they're only been an underdog once this year, I believe, and they covered that game that they were a dog. It was the game against Kansas. They lost 83-81 on the road at KU. Very competitive game, and they got the money. So why wouldn't they be able to, get the money against this Houston team at home? Okay, so Houston, again, we've seen the movie, we've seen the script, we've seen the movie. Houston rolls through the season, and I guess maybe I should talk more about the total. I mean, I'm supposed to be the total guy, and we're talking about Houston here and whether or not these games. So here you are back at the 138s, right? How can Houston have a 138 on their spread? Yeah, they're on the road. Maybe TCU can even win this game, but the defense kind of travels a little bit, doesn't it? Give me TCU and the under for another double play in this one. TCU to cover. TCU to hang in there with some defense. It's Houston that brings the defense. We know that. But Thomas Lewis says Houston. R. Thompson, Houston. Thomas Lewis wants. Oh, you mean the added board? Thomas, you're talking about Presby and Webb, Stonehill and Fairleigh Dickinson and Radford and Winthrop. All right. Jeff likes TCU. All right. And I'll take the Frogs and the under here. Maybe I didn't talk about it. So when we're trying to figure out Houston total, right? We know Houston is the massive. Oh, okay. I got you. The early three, the still might have to hit me up with that. There's a lot of games of the noon window there. Yeah. So, see, Jeff says total seems low. Well, see, I don't see that. I mean, Houston games. I mean, I know that. Okay, maybe against TCU, maybe it will be a higher score. But Houston. I mean, they play all these massive games they're 4-11 to the under. They're known for the best defense in the country. They play to a slow pace. By the way, I just want to add real quick, you guys, how I went over in that St. John's, the first game we talked about, St. John's and Northwestern. But I do want to say right now that that game is on the move under. Big time steam coming in as it hit 154. They've hit it back under now. Hope I didn't put you on a bad number, but just want to get the facts out there. That game is being steamed under right now. Okay, continuing on. So, look, I love to go under in a lot of Houston games. I'm always thinking under. They're 4-11 to the under. Now TCU, they kind of trend over. They're 5-5 home and away at home over and under. Mike likes TCU, but no, I like under in most Houston games. Maybe more so at home. Sure, that defense is even going to be tougher, but they're still always going to play that brand of defense. It feels like they're never going to get caught up. If anything, I think the Houston games that go over are the teams that they are highly favored against. Um, Look, they beat West Virginia. They scored 89 points. West Virginia, we know they're not very good, right? It was 89-55. They covered 20. They beat Texas State, but that was at home, and they held them to 37. That went way under. The game against Texas A&M, another team, defensive team, just like them, kind of. I mean, Houston is a different level, obviously, but Buzz Williams has that defensive mindset. That was 136 final points. Houston won 70-66 as a 6.5-point favorite. Oh, let me fix it here. I know what you're saying now. Sorry, brother. Yeah, let me at least get the right total. If anything, it probably should be 130, 136, right? Let me skip ahead here. Yeah, 136. You could call it 136 and a half, and I'll put it at 136. But if anything, it shows what that move is already on. There definitely was 138 and a half out there. Let me see if I can quote it. I had 139 and a half at Bet Rivers as of 7 o'clock Pacific time last night. So this one has moved lower. Let's move on. Thank you, sir, for pointing that out. That's what I want you guys to do also. I'm going so fast here, and I want the right line accurate. These are manually typed in. I don't have a fancy scoreboard like the one Tony's going to send me. All right. Cincinnati and Baylor here. I'm going to keep talking about these Baylor Bears until they get it rolling here a little bit. They are 13-2. The Bearcats are 12-3. Big game in the Big 12 here in this one. Should be a good one. I've already seen plenty of talking heads wanting to take Baylor here, and I get it. I mean, I was the one who said let's grab Baylor in the futures market and start rolling with Baylor a little bit. And it doesn't feel like they're quite there like some of my early excitement necessarily. And in fact, I think this one might be a tough matchup for them here with the Bearcats looking pretty good right now. Baylor, a 6.5-point favorite. Total has moved down here to 150.5. Tell you what, I'm all, we should maybe, do you guys want me to start doing this show at 5 or 4 in the morning? Because I'm going to end up probably giving out the under here, and we could have had a better number. I'm not saying I told you so. I'm not one of those guys. I just come on here at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, and got to react. So, but for me, I'm going to react to the under, and I think Cincinnati's probably the right move. I'm going to take Cincinnati and the under. I know I'm giving out 2 plays on all these games, but I like Cincinnati. Baylor's been a good cover, no doubt. They've covered 8 of their last 10. I just point out that, they've covered 4 straight. They beat BYU 81-72 last time out. They beat Oklahoma State 75-70 in a couple of conference wins here of late. Cincinnati's off a loss against Texas at home, 74-73, but I've got them to hang in here. Cincinnati did win already at BYU 71-60. So you can kind of compare there. Baylor beat them at home by 10. Cincinnati beat them on the road by 11. So If anything, I'm going to go ahead and take these points. Cincinnati play a close, competitive game here against Baylor tonight, and I've got this one on the move under. It was as high as 155. I'm still on the under. I would never. That's not going to be a premium. Like I said, in fact, I would say we're staying afloat on some of these big movers. I've kind of held the line, and I think we've seen that some of the big movers I've talked about on the show that we've been on, eh, probably going to land right there in the high 140s and make it uncomfortable, but still have to take the under. I really have to take the under in this one. All right. Thomas is on Baylor. And Mike, I hope Mike doesn't get mad that sometimes that I can't understand the concepts that he delivers us, but this one I've got to go with because who would not want to talk about Dr. Johnny Fever? Matt, I don't even know what that is, but I would love to participate in that. I'm in Vegas, so I don't think I can. But I am in that contest over there with those boys, and if he'll let me, I might even give out my contest confidence picks on his show today. Here's Jeff. He's got to go with the Bearcats. Oh man, am I supposed to say Thomas Lewis's name backwards? I don't know if I want to do that. All right. Let's move on. I got one more game that I want to look at. Maybe we'll look at Thomas's games that he requested here also. Alabama and Mississippi State tonight is my final look for the show. And we got a big old hockey card we got to look at. Try to get out of here in 2 hours. And I was 10 minutes late today. I am that guy. I'm always late. But nothing can start without me is what I've found. So maybe you guys just want to start without me, but you don't. Not you guys. Just talking about when I always arrive late and they say, "What's up?" And I'm like, all right, guess the world centers around me. Alabama and Mississippi State in this one. Just give it out right now. Mississippi State and the under. You know, I'm going 2 plays here on a football Saturday. Thomas, he likes Mississippi State as well. Alabama's won its last 4 games, 3 of them by more than 27 points. I can see that here, right here on the results. So they've been red hot. Alabama, number 4 in effective field goal percentage. They have lost 5. Let me see, make sure of this. I think it's 5 games now to top 100s. So that's not great. Losing all 5 of their losses to the top 100. I mean, they played a relatively tough schedule, so I guess nothing wrong with that. Mississippi State's won 6 of their last 7, but they're 5-1 against teams ranked in the top 100. So that was the comparison that I was looking to make here with Mississippi State here at home against Alabama. Alabama, they've lost 4 of the last 6 trips here into Starkville. They did beat Mississippi State last year in a tournament, in a postseason tournament game. They drubbed them 72-49 as an 8-point favorite. Alabama also won the regular season meetings as well, 66-63 at home, 78-67 here in Stark Vegas. But I'm probably going to come back with Mississippi State here in this one against Alabama. And what did I say about the total here? Oh, lost my place. There we go. And the under. Let's take a look at what the current line is, by the way. Seems that I'm kind of Getting away from that 1.5, maybe even 2 right now, and 154.5. So better at least move it up here to 2. So, hey, all right. Looks like I'm on all the moves. We didn't even need to like read off any of the little trends, or we could just could have said, you know what? I'm just going to go with whatever the public is doing, or whoever, or the bookmakers are doing, wherever they're moving it. I'm going with them. Mississippi State hasn't been perfect, that's for sure against the spread this season. But like I said, they are 12-3 straight up. If anything, they've been a little bit overrated. They are. Um, 4-6 in their last 10 games against the spread, but 6-4 against the spread at home. Like I said, Alabama 1-4 against the spread on the road for the Crimson Tide. For example, they just beat Vanderbilt on the road by 3 as a 13.5 point favorite. They lost at Arizona, a little bit different type of an opponent, but can't trust Bama on the road here. Give me Mississippi State and the under tonight. You guys had anything? All right, thank you. Okay, Thomas, but Jeff says I'll keep it rolling. Hey, Jimmy G, great to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for all of your invites to your show. Appreciate it, you guys. Check out Jimmy's show on the Who Bangin' Network. Great fun over there with those guys. Certainly, Thomas likes Mississippi State as well. All right. All right. Thomas wants to look at 3 games. It gives me a chance to throw out some more selections here, maybe. First off, he wants to look with Morehead State today against Edwardsville. Be glad to try to take a look real quick. Maybe the last couple of times we've done, last few shows on the weekdays, we were able to throw in some stats. The card might just be a little bit too big for the stats as far as spontaneously reading off some statistics off of my sheets over here. But let's see if we can at least make the plays for Thomas and see if we can't pick some winners on some games that he's interested in with Moorhead here and Edwardsville. And Thomas, for me in this one, I'm only looking one way. It's going to be on the under here at 136.5, I would think, at this point. Again, I'm going to play the move here. This one opened as high as 140 at PointsBet, and we're down all the way to 136.5. Give me the under in Moorhead and Edwardsville. I would think if I had to look at the side in that one, Thomas, it's going to be Edwardsville at home getting the points. So if that's what you were looking for, let's take Edwardsville. So it'll be Edwardsville and under. Edwardsville +5 here at home. Thank you, Jeff, just for asking, man. I will do it. Like I said, even if I'm not having any much time for trends. We've got every team playing in hockey tonight. North Carolina State here, a noontime start as well. They're taking on Louisville. Man, Louisville's been terrible, but they are getting a bunch of points at home here. I don't know if it's going to be good enough. The Sharps are apparently on NC State. Ooh, that's going to be close. That is going to be close. Oh, yes. Looks like the Sharps are going to be on NC State here. Man, I don't know if I trust them necessarily. This total has been going down, down, down. And this is one where I think I'm going to end up going against the move in this one. The total here sits at it's 147 now. It did open 149. I'm going to go over NC State and Louisville. Look, the Sharps are on NC State. I'm not sure I can do it even against Louisville right now. The number may be just a little bit too high at 8. Is it 8 or is it 7.5? 7.5. Okay, I'll just take the over in that one if that's okay, Thomas. And Let's see, one more. I think Thomas had Northwestern. All right. Well, we've seen some good things from the Wildcats, certainly. They're on the road, though. They're on the road taking on Wisconsin in this one. Look, they should be able to hang in this one, I would think, with Wisconsin. I think they're playing pretty good right now. I'm pretty happy with Northwestern, actually, at this point. They are 12-3, as is Wisconsin. This total opened as high as 138.5. It's now down to 133.5. I think it's going to go under still. I guess I could never give it. Man, I'm going to go under. I'm going to take Northwestern in the under here in this one. Yeah, Louisville's terrible. You know who I went with yesterday? Yeah, and I regret not going premium or giving it out anywhere. Was we're the fade train on DePaul. The fade train on DePaul. These guys are just awful. And Joey Meyer passed away last week. Man, I'm so old. I remember when Ray Meyer passed away. All right. Jimmy's ready to go. Jimmy's great, man. They limit me to any handicappers on Tony's picks. Jimmy, if you could comment on the chat of these games. Let's roll. Let's roll. Oh, one more here, wasn't there from one more request? Where was it? Arizona State and Washington State from Jeff. I think that's probably a late one, right?
Steam playing.
Let me make sure I could. Maybe it's afternoon, Jeff. Let me.
Steam playing.
Let me get it here if I can. If I don't find it, we're going to move on to hockey, brother. Oh my gosh. Arizona State and Washington State. Maybe I got to go to the sheets here real quick.
System playing.
I mean, I am fully prepared. Maybe a little sketchy with, the 3 sheet, not so many sheets of college basketball. Brother, I'm going to leave you hanging. Oh, it's not about the graphic. We're not even going to do a graphic, but just didn't. I figured it was a night game. Maybe it's a 1:00 game. Maybe it's a 1 p.m. game, and I'm just not getting it here. All right. Well, at least Jeff likes Arizona. We'll give you Jeff's play here. Yep, I'm just not able with this massive card. 5 p.m. He says, of course, I'm on the West Coast, so I'll imagine that it is
Final.
5 p.m. here. 5 p.m., 3 p.m. my time. Thank you. We used to do a thing where you just say 7:35, 7:36, Arizona and Washington State. And for me in this one, I'm going to take the points with the Cougars. You know I am at home. Jeff, did you say you're on Arizona? Maybe we'll just take a little challenge here. I'm going to take Washington State plus these points at home. Okay, so we got a little challenge, Jeff and I. My last challenge guy might have quit. I don't know. I'll be your Huckleberry. All right, let's keep it moving here. We're ready to go to hockey with Jimmy. And all you guys going to hook it up for me in the chat. Oh, gosh. Let me tell you, Jeff, I feel embarrassed now. I actually just gave out a premium play. I have Washington. Hey, get my package today. Arizona and Washington State pick is included. It's Washington State as a premium pick. All right, here we go. I didn't know I did that. Otherwise, I just would have defaulted to the total. But actually, I don't have a play on the total right now. I have Washington State at home. All right. Joseph says, who are we going on in that early game? The Rangers, or as he likes to call them, the Ragoons. going up here against the Capitals. Let's get it started. Will keep me abreast on any goalie changes. We had Lindgren, though, certainly listed as likely to be the goaltender in this one. Rangers on the road against the Caps. Nobody likes the Caps. I like the Caps a lot of times. I mean, I, after all, just kind of gravitate towards teams that make money. So I know that's hard for a lot of people to swallow, and they wanted to keep fading the Caps, and maybe the time has come. Maybe the time is now. Maybe these Caps are better than anticipated. It's going to be quick in there in goal. Maybe you guys are already showing that in the chat. I'm not looking at it just yet, but Quick has been confirmed to be the goalie here today in this one as of about 30 minutes ago. And shortly thereafter, Lindgren also named in goal. So let's pop up the line there and get rolling with all these games. If anything, the Rangers are down to $1.50 now in this one, and the total looks like pretty much a 6 flat. Jimmy's going to be hitting us up with some awesome trends here, I do believe, on some of these games. If that's what he's doing, or maybe he's still going over the lines, was what he means. So, all right, let me at least give a few of my trends and information on this. Talking points, as I like to call them. They don't always sway my opinion. I think you guys know that. Washington has won 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams at home, and also 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. So it's been Washington and over in this series of late when these two teams have gotten together. They've already met twice this season, both times back in December, and both teams won comfortably at home. Washington won 4-0, and the Rangers came back a couple weeks later and won 5-1 at home. Washington, Rangers have gone over in 9 of their last 11 games. Overall, is that right? I don't know if that. I'm going to question that. I'm going to look back at some of these games. Yeah, they've been going over for sure, right? Lost that game 5-2 to the Blues. They lost to the Canucks 6-3. They lost to Montreal 4-3. So it's been kind of a disaster here on this 3-game losing streak right now for the Rangers. For the Caps, meanwhile, they've lost 3 of their last 4 games. They did beat the LA Kings at home 4-3, but they lost at home to Seattle. They lost at home to Carolina. They lost at home to New Jersey. So that's what I mean. Is Washington starting to, come back to the pack here a little bit? Maybe this is the form that we were expecting here, but I'm proud to say I was on the Caps for some of this run. Certainly, they've been profitable. Get some of your comments in here. Maybe at this time, our Thompson's on the Rangers. Kenny Jackson says this total is even lower now, already 5.5 at FanDuel. I'm showing 6 at Circa currently, 6 over 12 at Bet Online, 6 at Bovada. That 5.5 has to be juice, though, there, Kenny, doesn't it? Curtis has Rangers and the under. Mike says Rangers pretty good, coming off of a loss. Yep, they have lost 3 in a row right now. Jeff Schramm likes the Rangers on the money line. I'm not sure on the total here, and I want to give Washington a chance actually at home. And but I think I'm more, maybe I think I am going to take Washington. Now, I want to reevaluate this, but I think with these 2 goalies in here, I might be interested in that 5.5, actually. I'm going to take the Capitals. I can't take them on the puck line necessarily here on the show at -$2. I'll take the Capitals, my Capitals, to get a win. I just say it like that because they've done me okay here. They are 10-7 at home so far this season. Yeah, they've just 3-5-2 in the last 10, but Rangers 4-5-1, right? Last 10. So, all right. Thanks, Steven. Steven's just a few seconds behind us, I think. Kenny's on the over here. Thanks, you guys, on that one. Give me the caps here today um, in this one. But that's an early game. I don't think I'm going to roll out a premium. I like the over as well, you guys. In fact, I probably like the over better, and I was thinking maybe it was a premium, uh, but I think I'll just roll with it on the show. We did a lot of double plays. I like to give out as much as I can. Remember, when I'm giving out a lot of plays, and I appreciate Chad very much, and I'm a public handicapper, right? I mean, yes, I'm a tout. I have paid plays, my best plays. I want to give my opinion on each and every game. So I don't want to lead you astray. Hopefully, you keep coming back because we are putting some good winners up. There are some good info, whatever the case may be. Thank you so much, Jimmy. Appreciate that. All right. He leans to the over in this one. Maybe I'll put him over the top. And like I said, I have seen that 5.5 that Kenny mentioned, and I saw 5.5 over 25, I think, at Bet Rivers. Just in fact, a half an hour ago, it got hit to the over. So sharps look mixed on the total. One more note. Let me see if I can get it here. The Sharps did come in on the Capitals. Give me the cap. I like this now. Give me the Capitals here. All right. Let's keep it going now with the Sharks and the Senators in this one. Mackenzie Blackwood has been confirmed as the goalie here for the Sharks in this one. The Sharks are on this long road trip. Long. Not good. Not good being on a long road trip when you're a bad team, but hey, they won. They beat Montreal. All right. Habs, good job. Good job, Habs. Losing to San Jose a couple of nights ago. Blackwood 5-16-2 with a 3.79 goals against, an 89% save percentage in this one. Probably think Ottawa, right? I mean, they should looking for got San Jose off of a win. They're playing their 85th consecutive road game. How many is this now? Third straight road game. Okay, it's not that bad, but it is the northeastern swing. They lost to Toronto 7-1. Remember, they lost at home and home to Toronto, and came back to beat Montreal. I think that was in overtime. Maybe it was even a shootout. Here, I don't recall, but I do remember them winning that game 2 nights ago. And yeah, Jeff, I'm taking Washington on the money line on that one. Just give me the plus money there at home. All right. Anyways, here in this one, I'll take Ottawa on the puck line to roll the Sharks. We've been on the Sharks in the past, certainly in some spots. I don't know about this trip though. And if we can get it here at very reasonable price here at -105. Look, Ottawa's not very good either. They're just 14 wins so far this season, and San Jose's got 10, only 10. They've got 10 wins. So, all right. What happened to my Italian League soccer match? Oh man, this is bumming me out. All right, here's our Tom Senators in regulation. Thank you, our Tomps. And see if we can't get a little bit more info, but probably going to move on there, my brothers. Maybe I can give it a few more tidbits real quick and see if we got any info certainly coming in from Jimmy here. But total's gone under in 5 of San Jose's last 7 games. And I will say this also, last 9 meetings have gone, or 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two have gone over. But again, they don't meet that frequently. They did just, they have not met yet so far this season. Ottawa's on a long losing streak too. Don't get me wrong. Um, but they were the ones on the long road trip. This is the first game back home for Ottawa after a long road trip. They returned home a couple of. They lost at Buffalo and then came home. They lost at Vancouver, at Seattle, at Edmonton, at Calgary. Mike says, "Give me 3-1, Senators." All right. Canucks going to take on
System playing.
the Sabres in this one. You got the red hot Canucks on the road, probably going to win the Stanley Cup the way we're talking about them lately. With Vancouver on the road here, probably in a pretty good position, I would think, against Buffalo today. Look at the total. I mean, I get it. Maybe Vancouver just keeps it going here at the scoring and keeps on crushing at this point, but I don't know. They play pretty good defense. Now, Vancouver's gone over in 7 of their last 8 on the road. Last 5 meetings here between these two and Buffalo have gone over. 6 of the last 8 meetings overall between these two have gone over, but they don't meet but a couple of times a year anyways. Vancouver's on a 4-game winning streak. On this road trip, by the way, they've won 4 straight. On the road, they're just playing terrific. They've been awesome. Buffalo's won 3 of their last 4. They lost to Seattle here at home. They bounced back with a win over Ottawa, as I mentioned, here just of late. But I don't know, man. Is the total down to 6.5? I have 7 over 30 there. Yeah, it's still. I'm showing some 6.5. So let me challenge myself here. 6.5 over 30, maybe. I like the under. Actually, in this game, I think we're not respecting Vancouver quite enough for what they're doing overall, especially defense. Yeah, they're giving up 2 goals, but they were playing some good teams. They beat Pittsburgh 4-3. They beat the Islanders 5-2. Did beat the Rangers 6-3. Devils game was 6-4. But I think I'm going to end up taking under here in this one. We don't know about the goalies here just yet. It looks like Demko here and Luukkonen, but give me the under here in this one. No problem, Jimmy. Just type in the short things, whatever you got, or your play if you have a play. I wasn't meaning to put any pressure on you, sir. I appreciate you having here just listening to me. And you've got some great info, and I'm glossing over this stuff, playing the market, really, but. Gamble says he likes this one over City. Look, I don't blame you. I mean, you look at the total. You look at what these, what these Vancouver Canucks are doing. I get it, but don't forget Buffalo. I mean, they've been, what can you say about Buffalo? Yeah, they went over in their last 2, but they're 8-12 to the under at home. But yeah, Vancouver on the road, man, a lot of overs. But I'm on the under here on the show. So, all right, here's the Devils, and they're taking on the Panthers. And looks like this is the goalie matchup here with Nico Dawes now in there for the Devils. His 4th start. He's 2-1 with a 3.35 goals allowed, 89.5% save percentage. Bobrovsky, 21, 9-1 for one of the hottest teams that are in the league. Florida Panthers, 2.42 goals against and a 91% save percentage here for Florida. They've won 5 straight, 6 of their last 7 games at home right now for the Panthers. New Jersey, they're lost 2 in a row, including a road game here in Florida at Tampa Bay a couple of nights ago. Lost that one 4-3. New Jersey's gone over in 5 straight road games right now. They've also gone over in 6 of their last 7. They're 13-6 to the over on the road. But Florida, with Bob, that goaltending man, they do a great job at home. Great job in general. The Panthers, what can you say? They're on fire to a certain extent right now, up at 27 wins currently in this one. They're up 5 units so far this season, 4 units at home, 4 units as a favorite. And you got a team like the Devils, they're down over 5.5 units as an underdog. They are profitable on the road, however, uh, nearly 2 units of profit. So they've done pretty well on some of these road games. They're 12-6 on the road. Look, they're not going to don't talk down about the Devils because they lost a couple of games here. They're still one of the better teams going. This is a good matchup today. Uh, Bobrovsky up nearly 6 2/3 units. He's, as I said, 21-9-1. All right, let's see here. Ray likes the Devils puck line today. And not a bad price, laying a little bit of juice, I think, with the Devils here. But they've been playing so well that maybe they could hang in there and make this a pretty strong game here. But I don't know, man. I just think these Panthers are so good. This is a chance for them. Here's Devils puck line. Yeah, I think I'm on the Panthers puck line actually, because I know the Devils have been playing well, but on this night in this matchup, I'm going to go ahead and take Florida. Look, we know them for their offense, and the Devils' offense too, but the Florida defense, Bobrovsky as well. I'm gonna go ahead and take Florida on the puck line here. Sharps are clearly on the under. That's probably the way I'm looking as well. I might be saving it for a premium. All right. Let's take a look next at, man, I really want my end of my soccer match here. I mean, I know I'm busy, but I can at least look at the score here and there, can't I? All right, let's keep it moving, though. We're almost done with the show. Next up, Pittsburgh and Carolina in this one. All right, and here it looks like we've got, where's my, here we go. Pittsburgh and Carolina here with Yari going up against Antiranta today. I don't think it's a very good matchup, quite frankly, for Pittsburgh in this one. Neither of these goalies are confirmed just yet, the way I see it, but I'm only going to look to Carolina here to win this one, maybe even on the puck line, but let's just take them on the money line here for me against Pittsburgh. Carolina has won 5 straight meetings here at home against the Penguins. Penguins play competitively here. It's always a 1-goal game, if I'm not mistaken, when these two teams play here, though, in Carolina. 5 straight of those meetings have gone under it. Always 3-2. It's always 2-1. I think. Let me look back. I got to know. This is off. Okay, at Carolina, 4-2 Carolina back in November. The meeting before that was 2-1. The meeting before that was 3-2. I'm not saying I got a great memory. I mean, I do have some stats here. Want to just pass along a little bit of a note here, a little bulletin that came across. Not a big deal here, certainly, but for those better, you know how you bettors are, especially got Fernando here in Gerardo. Bolton and Cheltenham has been abandoned. Medical emergency in the crowd. So that England League One game abandoned, the Bolton game abandoned with a medical emergency in the crowd. Okay. So here, Penguins and Hurricanes. I've got the Hurricanes certainly in this one. They're 11-3 at home so far this season. Pittsburgh, good result, 10-3 on the road so far, and still, maybe let me look at the line. Is it at least gone down a little? Yeah, 145, 150 here a little bit for the most part. The total definitely has been going up. I'm showing it mostly 6.5 here at this point, flat. I don't know what I'm doing here necessarily with the total, and I don't think it's going to make my card, despite the fact that these two teams are pretty solid under when playing each other. And Let's see if you guys have anything here. We got to keep Kane's money line here. Mike says, give me the Devils. Our Tom's on the Devils and Mayo Tachi on the Devils. Looks like you guys are kind of against me there. I'm going to roll with Carolina here at home. I'll sprinkle a little puck line maybe in this one, but it does bother me. You know, Penguins play, like I said, so tough against them. And look at on the puck line here. Penguins is a puck line underdog, 11-6 this season. Now they are laying $1.85, so pretty equitable there. But puck line favorite for Carolina, 14-23. So it doesn't sound like something maybe we can get too involved with. Let me tell you the money line. Jeff says he likes them in regulation, so let's do it. Give me Carolina tonight as my play here. Keep it rolling. We want to get done. I want to get to these noon starts in college basketball as well. So let's go fast. Anaheim and Tampa Bay here in this one, with Tampa Bay a huge favorite tonight, minus 275. Is it higher now? No, it's actually gone down 255, 260 here for Tampa Bay today. I don't know. Tampa Bay is actually, where's my graphic? Gosh, you guys. Tampa Bay's actually played pretty well, and their goalie here, Dostal, has played pretty well as well. I mean, I'm tempted to take Anaheim here on the puck line, even against this Tampa Bay team. I like what I've seen in a couple of these Anaheim games. Now, they did get blown out by Carolina. I just mentioned that anyways. But remember, they beat Nashville on the road 5-3. Now, Nashville, they haven't been as strong as they were there for a little while. And the Ducks were on a losing streak at home. But, man, am I getting a little minus 110 here on Anaheim? I'm going to take Anaheim plus 1.5 today. Might be controversial, but give me the Ducks on the puck line here. I think I also like the total. Let me take a look here real quick. I think we can afford to give out a few more plays if I like them. And yeah. I mean, I prefer the under, but I'm just afraid that it's already gone. 6.5 under 20. Give me a double play with Anaheim puck line and the under here today with these two teams. That's going to be my call. We got let's see, I have a few notes on this one. I think I'm kind of, Anaheim 8-3 on the puck line. Their last 11 trips, they've kind of played to form, right? Remember the game that they won against Nashville? That was, if I'm not mistaken, a series where they've actually gone in and surprised them practically every time. Now, Tampa Bay has won 6 of the last 7 meetings, so it's kind of that same situation. They might win the game, but maybe, just maybe, they don't cover. They don't necessarily get the money. Total's gone over in 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. Anaheim's been a pretty consistent under, 18-22 to the under. All right. Give me, though, the Ducks and the under. Here's Ray, says Tampa first period. And our Tom's on the Ducks on the puck line. Keep it rolling here with the Oilers on the road. Man, the Oilers are hot. Oilers on the road here visiting Montreal. Montreal's not after that last dismal performance. We're starting to see. Look, as a Montreal fan, this start has been better than some of the others over the last few years. But even when they've gotten off to somewhat mediocre starts, they start to fade. I would expect Montreal to do the same here. Edmonton's won 5 straight games. They've won 5 straight games on the road. They often score at will, almost it feels like, against the Canadiens. Last meeting, though, was won by Montreal. They have not met so far this season. Oilers here, 22 wins right now. Montreal just 17 wins. Oilers as a favorite, 19 and 12. Still got to lay a huge price here, no doubt. The five straight meetings between these two teams have gone over. Four of the last five meetings in Montreal between these two teams have gone over, but I didn't like what I saw last game from Montreal. I'm sure the time has come, especially playing the Canadian teams. This isn't a division game or anything, but watching the snow teams in Buffalo right now get things ready, that's a positive sign. All right. For me, I'm probably going to take Edmonton here to crush my Canadians and probably get it done on the puck line. All right. Any comments from you guys before I go against my team here? Nope. Maybe nothing from you guys in this one. I'll take Edmonton puck line and what the heck? 6.5 over 30. Is it 6.5 over 30 still? 6.5 over 20 at some spots. I do see plenty of 6.5 over 25s and 30s. I would think this one goes over. Let's just go Edmonton puck line for now. At pretty high price, especially when I believe it was probably juiced to the under early on. No, not necessarily. In fact, if anything, it seems to be going lower. Let me let it melt a little bit lower, and then I'll end up probably should update it here at least to. No, I think that's fine. Let's move on. Here's a comment. Montreal puck line for Jeff. Okay, come on, Canadians, I guess. All right, the Kings are going to take on the Red Wings. Kings. Oh, man, I'm not worried yet. I'm not worried about the Kings just yet, but the King. Let me take a look at the goalies. Here in this one. Okay. Anyways, want to see the Kings snap this losing streak somehow. Bad timing for a bad spell here on the road right now with the Kings on the road against the Red Wings. They've been struggling, no doubt, coming into this one with a losing streak. Currently. So for Los Angeles, they have won 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams. Total has gone over in 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two. Detroit's gone over in 4 of their last 5 games at home. Kings have been a solid under on the road this season at 5 and 14. So a little bit of conflicting information there. Kings have also gone under in 8 of their last 9 games on the road. I think I might have missed one game in there. We'll get it there. Looks like I might have missed the Blackhawks game. But I think it probably just keeps going here at this point for the Kings. I'm not sure they can win this game tonight. I'm going to take the Red Wings at home in this one. A little bit of plus money here. I don't think it's 165 anymore, is it? The Steam's been all Kings. Yeah, it is 145, 155, 160, 162 at DraftKings. Maybe this is a spot. Maybe the Sharps are going to be right, but I'm going to take the Red Wings. I'm feeling a little bit. Maybe there is. Maybe I do have concern. Maybe I'm going with the eye test here. Kings have been dominating the series, as I said, but the Red Wings won the last meeting just a few days ago. It was 4-3. Red Wings won that one in LA. Turnaround here. Give me the Red Wings tonight. Puck line, let's see. Wings puck line, Kenny says. Wings money line for Ray. Let's keep it going. It's getting late here. Here's the Kraken and the Blue. There's a lot of games to go, man. Let's go. Kraken and Blue Jackets just going to get picks here from out. We got to get out of here with the top of the hour coming up. Oh, forgot about the Blackhawks, though, too, right? Or no, I'm sorry, the Avalanche game. Let's do this one here real quick. Kraken and Blue Jackets here in this one. And I've got to be thinking over here tonight with this total. If it's going to sit there at 6, yeah, 6 over 15. I think I'm willing to go over here in this one. The widely reported steam did come in on the under. Look, I get it. If the Kraken are going to be having some issues here on the road, especially against a team like the Blue Jackets, maybe those woes are going to continue offensively. Seattle's 18-23 to the under, but Columbus is 22-16 to the over as an underdog. I think this one probably ends up going over in this one. These two teams have not met yet this season. I think Jeff likes the under, though, here in this one, and so does R. Toms. Okay, these guys will go under. I'll take the over in this one with the Kraken and the Blue Jackets. Total's gone under in 4 of the last 5 games for Columbus. Jeff likes Seattle on the money line. Seattle's won 5 straight wins on the road as well. I'm not sure on the side. I'll take the over. If it's 6, I'm going over. Juiced 6. Even a juiced 6. All right. Next up, the Maple Leafs on the road. I think I've got it here on a goalie change is what my issue is with the Maple Leafs game. The schedule is so heavy.
Steam playing.
Maybe it was just too many games for me to handle. All right. I think it is Gurdjieff for the Avalanche. And Jones here for the Leafs. I think we can call the Leafs a favorite here at minus $1.15. And the total, I'm going to call it 7 under 30. I'll call it 6.5 over 40. See what happens. You know what I saw? Was watching Tony's show yesterday. He said he'd never seen the thumbs up before on these. All right, here we go. Avalanche and Leafs in this one. Gurdjieff and Jones sound like the goalies here today. And if that's going to be the case, I think that's probably going to put me on the over in this one here. Nothing necessarily on widely reported steam, but moves are running to the over about 3-2. This is probably my least favorite game. No wonder I wasn't that interested in it, but it's close for me, quite honestly. Let's see here. Colorado money line. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, long show. Thanks a lot, man. A lot of games. Let's just keep it going here. In the Avalanche game, I'm going to be on the over in this one. And I'll take it at 7. I'll take it at 7 under 30. Just to make it tough on myself. There we go. All right. Next up, Flyers and the Jets. We got to go quickly, guys, here. Flyers with Urson, Winnipeg with Hellebuck here in this one. I'm going probably going over. Look, I don't think it's going to stay at 6.5, is it? In this, yeah, that's just wrong. First of all, you got to have the line right. The Jets are definitely favored by about $1.85, but the total is 5.5 over 20. I'll try to find a 6 if I can. I can't. I'll call it 5.5 over 20. I know everyone's going to want to probably go under in this game. I mean, that's what everybody's talking about, but I can't do it. I'm going over in this Flyers game with at 5.5 today with the Jets. I mean, I know Hellebuck's out of his mind here at this point, and the Jets are just out of control. They're, playing as good as any team in the league here right now. But I'm going to go over that they'll score some goals here. If Urson's in goal, give me these red-hot Jets Philly continues to play well, no doubt about it. They won 2 in a row here, but the Jets are on a long, long winning streak. Jets go under mostly at home, 8-13-1. Flyers 9-13 to the under on the road. Our Tom's on the Jets. Keep it moving here. Coyotes and the Wild. We're going to see, I believe, Wallstedt here in goals. Wild are having a little bit of issues here. In this one, I want to see if I could get a little bit of info here, but we just got to keep it moving pretty quickly, I guess, at this point with Arizona. But Wallstedt in there for the Wild today, and the Wild are just not playing good. We know that. They're really in a funk right now. I would think this one, maybe they could have a chance if they could keep it a low-scoring game here. Wild played the Flyers, of course. Last night, Flyers won in an over. Got to take Arizona here. Widely reported steam did come in on the under. I'll do that as well. Give me the double play here and go under in this one. Coyotes and Wild. It's about 6 flat right now, no doubt. Connor Ingram will be in goal. It's confirmed here. All right. Keep it rolling right now. Get this show done with the Stars and the Blackhawks. Stars coming in on the road here. Big favorite, $3 favorite total. Mostly 6.5 under 20. It looks like widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game. I wasn't necessarily too sure about it. In fact, I'm wondering about this price now. It's all the way down here to 273 at Bet Online. Maybe could this be a day for the Blackhawks to pull another surprise? Look, maybe they've been playing a little bit better to a certain extent. This one, I'm gonna go. You got me. I don't know what I'm going to do in this game here. The line is definitely down off of the 325s. That I think we can say for sure. 280, 290, 275, 265s I'm seeing right now for Dallas. That represents a pretty significant, maybe it's sharp. Maybe it's sharp. Because who's going to come in on the Blackhawks right now? The way Dallas is playing pretty decent at this point, but I kind of want to come in on the Blackhawks myself. This one's on ESPN2 tonight, and maybe the Blackhawks are a little bit better without Bedard in there. Maybe they can stabilize something a little bit. They have lost a couple of games in a row, but they're playing good teams right now in Winnipeg and Edmonton. Guess I'll just lay Dallas on the puck line. Don't be scared. They're minus $1.15. You're getting a huge discount. Give me Dallas on the puck line once again. I'm very square there. Very square. Couple more. Got to get out of here. Here's the Bruins and the Blues. Bruins, big favorite on the road here, $1.80 against St. Louis. Hey, St. Louis has been playing interesting at home. Bennington continues to be pretty good, pretty solid here, no doubt, of late. And they continue to be competitive. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to hang in here at this point against the Bruins. All right. Let's take a look here. I do want to look at a few notes here in this one. I mean, Boston's still playing great, but they have lost 3 in a row right now on this road trip. So what makes you think they're going to come in here as a $1.80 favorite and knock off the Blues, other than the fact that, this is the first meeting between these two this year also. Okay. That might be good enough to get me a little taste here on the Blues. Now, the puck line's minus $1.72. So I'll take the Blues on the money line in this one. I'll gamble up a little bit. Give me a big underdog here with the Blues tonight. Sorry, I'm just skipping over the notes I made, but I got to end this show. We're getting ready for college basketball here in 10 minutes. Thank you so much for staying with me here today, the 3 dozen of you that did. The Golden Knights are at home tonight against the Flames. What's wrong with the Golden Knights, or are they getting their form back right now? Look, Calgary's played pretty well as well, but right now the Knights beat Boston, which they lost to Colorado. They beat Boston, so 2 tough teams. They played of late. Calgary 2-game winning streak here on the road. I imagine they could be pretty competitive in this game here tonight. So, all right. Man, but this price is pretty inexpensive. I know Calgary's been playing well, but I'm going to think this is probably a little bit too cheap for me. I'm going to have to go with Vegas here at $1.35. It's not $1.45. It's about $1.35 right now. Take Vegas to win at home tonight. Thanks, you guys. I did that quickly. Appreciate it. Jimmy. Hope it didn't go too fast for you. I didn't give out many trends, but basketball's coming up. It's such a big day. Our Tom's on the Flames, on the Coyotes, on the Jets. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by and seeing me here on the morning steam. Hey, 10 minutes to go before tip-off. We've got a 5-pack of afternoon action in college basketball. If you'll consider getting that package for $25, use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Get it for $20. $4 a play. You can roll with these for a couple of bills, can't you? We'll go at least 3-2. Otherwise, you'll get credits back to your account. Maybe we'll go 4-1. Maybe we'll go 5-0. Of course we will. We've been picking up the steam here in college basketball. Thanks, everybody, so much. Catch you tomorrow. We got 3 NFL games, of course, tomorrow that we'll cover, as well as pro basketball, some NHL, and college basketball as well. Thanks so much, everybody. Love you guys for joining me each and every day here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel on the Morning Steam. All right. For everybody in the chat, we're not going to go over the names today. You better believe we're just going to thank my man, JPZ, get his intro on the way out. And thank you so much for Tony'sPicks.com.
Who can it be? Showing up with Tony T, yes, Ramon SEO. To the double TV funnel and these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing now. It's plain to see. The morning steam is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game is sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen